Hello, and welcome to Symphony Innovate 2025. I'm Odette Maher, Head of Communications and Corporate Affairs, and I am thrilled to welcome you to Innovate 2025. For those of you joining us for the first time, Symphony Innovate is the premier event where industry leaders, innovators, and visionaries explore the cutting edge of technology and its transformative power. We're here to connect, to learn, to challenge conventional thinking, and to chart a course for what's next. This event is hybrid, so for those of you streaming virtually, we'd like to say hello to everyone from around the globe. Hello, and thank you for joining us. Today on stage, some of my Symphony colleagues are going to show you some really exciting live demos. You're also going to hear from our partners and our customers. One of your big takeaways as you hear these demos and sessions today should be, how can my organization benefit from these use cases? Now, before we get into it, let's get some logistics out of the way. Today is about the Symphony community, so we do encourage you to connect with those around you throughout the day, in person or on the app, of course. All non-Symphony attendees who are on Symphony and enabled for external communication will have a QR code on their printed name badge. If you're posting or following on social, today's event hashtag is Innovate 2025. I'll say that again. Hashtag Innovate 2025. And finally, please make sure to stop by our demo booth in the corner there and take a closer look for yourself at everything we will be showing you today. Our CEO, Brad Levy, would have wanted nothing more than to be with us today in person, but he is managing a critical family health matter, and you will still get to hear from him just now.
We do seem to be living through epic times in fintech, collaboration tech, and in digitalization. And the impact of action, or more importantly, inaction, is growing by the day. Human connections are so critical for all of us to stay healthy on a mental, physical, and an emotional basis, to function, to perform, and to achieve, and ultimately to grow. You're either growing or you're not. From the melt-up that's happened after the election, it does seem like things are moving in a more forward, value-building direction. So at the surface, it will look pretty difficult. Inside of it, I think it will become a lot more rational over time. It's important to put the right people with the right intent in the right place to do the job, solving the right problems. Things are happening more rapidly, and they're colliding. And understanding these risks becomes more important to both sustaining and innovating. There is a risk of speed. When you move fast, or the environment around you accelerates, things break. Tech really does have to be at the table. It's the fabric of everything in reality. Fintech is a main event, no doubt, and AI is the current arena. It's new, it's fast, and it's more automation. All of those things sound very slick, but the reality is they can definitely accelerate challenges. At the same time, AI could be a check and a predictor of these challenges coming. So we're in that business. We're very excited about that business. If you think about wave one, it would be the big tech, mega tech wave of cloud and platform as a service and mobility. Wave two, maybe 5 years ago, were the industry solutions delivering interoperability in FDC3 open source, or the commercial solutions like OpenFin and Interop, or low-code platforms like Genesis over time. But really wave three now, which we're seeing, are markets, technology companies like exchanges, clearinghouses, data companies, and OMS, EMS, PMS really stepping in and leveraging these technologies. But first and foremost, it's a movement in interoperability. Right now, most people in our industry, front, middle, back office, and asset classes around the world have to move between many different applications. So we and several providers in the industry are working on greater interop for the user and the firm so that they can move between these applications seamlessly. And ultimately, you do need to move forward clearly, but our view is incrementally. There are step function changes that happen, and you need to embrace the cloud, maybe quantum in the future, but we need to move swiftly, cautiously, and maybe a bit more together to deliver what is more fully interoperable workflows. Tech is now a front office thing. Operations is now much more important to the whole business. These are things that really were just not said 10 years ago. Tech was the new front office 3 to 5 years ago and exploded into the pandemic. The data conversation is everything. And if you're in ops, you need better data. If you're in front office, you've always had good data, but it's very partial. It's market data, and it's what people give you versus the sea of unstructured data that's just waiting, like your telephone calls transcribed into signals that you could produce just for your own self. The technology is here and making a difference every day. It's always been, and more is coming our way. Personally, I think it's thrilling. We remain focused on you. Your world is getting more complex, as is ours, and you need the right tools to connect with purpose to not just survive, but to ultimately thrive.
Great, we hope you enjoyed that. As you can see, we've done a lot of media over the years. Thank you for that, Brad.